create a career experience. And ultimately, it is about the continuous need to stay relevant. And relevance is not a function of fashion. Relevance is a function of impact. And therefore, the 2 days that you spend time doing this, I want and I would urge all of us to understand a very, very good laid out program, to learn as many things that we do. Also, before we go out, ask ourselves, if we actually learned here, how does it actually make a difference when we, because good intent, Kamal, good intent, you put it together. My crib and grievance, sorry again, I don't want to end on Ram's punch note, but my problem with a lot of HR and HR related subjects is there are just too many programs and courses and seminars, symposium, and nothing changes. It's a great fraternizing. How will this be different when you go back to the workplace? How will you go committed to the fact that it will influence and impact my world, make a real difference? Otherwise, this will be another one honest effort, but something which may not have actually made us learn. Thank you. Have a great program. All the very best.
Thank you, Mr. Jha, for the perspective. We would like to welcome Mr. Rajiv, Group President HR and Corporate Services CEO, Aftermarket Sector, Mahindra in our midst. He has just arrived. A huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And before we move, would want to thank all our distinguished speakers who have spoken for setting context, for sharing perspective, probably leaving us with some challenging thoughts on how we would want to take it in our own professional space, and setting a very good note for the inaugural session, 4th NHRD and L&D Summit. Ladies and gentlemen, it deserves a huge round of applause for our dignitaries on stage. So moving on, we're on to a great yes? Hopefully it'll get a stronger yes down the line. So moving on to very much awaited, you would have already heard about this. We are moving to the presentation of the 4th NHRD and L&D case study competition. So as you would have already heard, we had 12 short organizations who in fact come to Bombay, some who've been from out of Bombay, who've presented their cases yesterday, and now we are here with the final results. For taking this proceeding further, I would like to invite Mr. Dhananjay Singh, Director, NHRDN, to take it further. Mr. Dhananjay Singh.
Thank you, Mansi. So friends, here we are to announce the, and we would like to compliment first of all the participants, because every organization has one or another activity, but very few will stand. Hey boss, I'm here and I would like to make a difference to this competition participation. So let's hear for each one of the participating team who stood up for the organizations and people that we are here who would like to participate in this. Then our jury members, Mr. Arup from Indian Oil Corporation, Dr. Ketna Mehta, and Professor Joshi from V School, Mr. Praveen Kumar from HR, Mr. Himanshu Tiwari from Vision India, for being the jury member to play God, because you have to hear all the presentations, understand what they have done, evaluate them, as rightly Anand Pillai said, very competitors, and becomes very difficult. So thank you so much, jury members, for doing this for National HRD Network. Friends, we had the organizations which we had, companies like ITC, Deloitte, Infosys, Amway, Siemens. The best 6, I'll talk about the certificate of merit which the jury decided. This goes to Team Wokhart, Hitachi, and L&T Infotech. If the participants are here, I would request them to rise and so that we can acknowledge you, please. Participants from Wockhardt, Hitachi, and L&T Infotech. Thank you. Now comes the best three of this year's competition. So we'll start with the second runners-up. The second runners-up are TVS. Are you here? Team from TVS? I will request the team from TVS to please come to the dais. I'll request the dignitaries to please rise and present the award to the TVS team, please. Second runners-up, team from TVS. Congratulations. Please take your certificates also, please. Now friends, the first runners-up, the team from Mahindra Finance. And the winners of the fourth L&D case competition is the team from BHEL. I'll request the representative to come forward and receive the award, please. So congratulations once again to all the winners, jury members and participants. And we would like to thank all the dignitaries for doing the honors. And I hand over the mic back to Mansi. Please over to Mansi.
Well, congratulations again to all the winners. And we really appreciate the enthusiasm shown by all the participating organizations. Well, I would now like to invite Mr. Rajiv Dubey to deliver the inaugural address.
Thank you very much. Delighted and privileged to be here. As you can see, I'm wearing a red tie in honor of Donald Trump. There was a presentation, but I think I'm going to skip that. I won't do the presentation because I need to align myself, I think, a little better with the theme of the audience. So I'll just say a few words. There was a very detailed presentation that I was making, and I could, try and align it to the conference theme, but I think it's better if I just were to pick up on what I heard in the few minutes that I was here. I think the context in which we do learning and development is really important, and that's what I heard. And the danger always is for us to get lost in the Alice in Wonderland of things that are great by themselves, but at the end of the day, in what way are they contributing to a higher order purpose? Or in what way are they addressing the reason why the firm exists? And I think that connection is really, really important. So in that context, let me share with you what our view is of tomorrow's company and what kinds of behaviors, and there are just 5 behaviors that we believe leaders of tomorrow's company need to live in their everyday lives, and then leave open the question to you: in what way can the learning and development fraternity, in what way can the learning and development methodologies, processes, pedagogy address these 5 behaviors that we believe are critical for tomorrow's company? So at the risk of repeating something that may already have been said, the new normal in which tomorrow's company has to operate really is characterized by two words. One is VUCA, which must be coming out of your ears, so I don't have to say. But in addition to VUCA, there is a pushback or a countervailing power that is being exercised by all stakeholders. That's really important for any organization to know. So consumers, employees, communities in which we operate, NGOs, government, all these are no longer going to sit back and take what the firm or the organization has to offer. So it's VUCA plus pushback, which is the new normal in which the organization has to give sustained business outperformance. And that sustained business outperformance is no longer going to be possible unless we are addressing or showing extreme care for all stakeholders and nurturing and nourishing core values of the group. So it is really about being totally clear what the purpose is, the reason why the organization exists, and then aligning knowing, which is knowledge, doing, which is execution, and finally being, which is the purpose or the intent or the inner space from which an organization functions. I think it's really important that we need to align knowing, doing, and being. And I think that's where the real problem comes, that some of us focus more on knowing, some of us are just lost in the doing, and most of us are not really even conscious of the being. But it is really the alignment of these 3 in pursuit now. It has to be of the triple bottom line. How do you do that? So tomorrow's company will have to know the art of being clear about its purpose, of aligning knowing, doing, and being in pursuit of the triple bottom line, which is of profit, people, and planet, and doing it with a sense of pride that unleashes the potential of people and of the organization itself. So if this be accepted, that's what we have to do, there are 5 behaviors that we in Mahindra have identified. And I just want to share with you what these 5 behaviors are. And we are ourselves struggling with the role that learning and development, what kind of learning and development do we need that bring these 5 behaviors to life in the everyday existence of the organization. So finally what we see is behavior. What the organization sees is behavior. What are these 5? First is the ability in any situation to use the whole mind, where seamlessly and effortlessly we are able to combine the left brain, which is of logic, intellect, rationality, with the right brain, which is of intuition, of empathy, of connect, of being able to figure out how to connect the dots. So we are clear that in the new normal of VUCA plus pushback, if you want to align knowing, doing, and being and create results, we need to use the whole mind. So what is it that learning and development has to offer to enable people, most of whom are heavily left-brained because of the way of our education system is, or some are right-brained and till now have been considered misfits in the corporate world? How do you actually use the mind? I see Ram smiling. I don't know whether I'm saying something which he agrees with or thoroughly disagrees with. I don't know. Okay. The second one is that we want people who are multipliers. Multipliers of what? Of engagement, of energy, of passion, of creating a sense of ownership. Because we believe that in the new normal, when the mantra has to be to do more with less, we want multipliers and not diminishers. So What are multipliers? Maybe I can answer that by saying what we think are diminishers. We believe that the extreme command and control type, those who are obsessed with the need to show